Out one more shout out and thank everybody who helped yesterday. As of last night at 7 p.m., the Connecticut Community Foundation raised $1.8 million. $1.8 million for Greater Waterbury and the Litchfield Hills. So thank everybody who helped make that happen. Kudos. Epic high fives. And now, enough of that and enough of me. I'm going to bring on a lovely lady. Her name is Dr. Debra Anastasio. Dr. Debra practices out of Cheshire, and I've had the opportunity to meet her, go to her beautiful office, and experience her energy. And I know that you are going to resonate with the vibration of Dr. Debra as much as I did. So let me bring Dr. Deb out. And yay, good morning.
Hi there.
How are you? We made it this far.
Yes, we did.
Yay, yay. So thank you so much for being here and taking the time out of your day to share with our viewers and our readers, in just being here for them, and that is what this interview is about, is to let people know that you were here before COVID, you're here during this pandemic, and we're going to be here afterward supporting them through it.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us, Dr. Deb, a little bit about yourself and what you bring, bring as far as a naturopathic doctor and a woman in business in Connecticut?
Sure. So this was going to be my big year. This is our 20th year anniversary of being in practice.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm not sure what that celebration is going to look like. That's probably going to look a lot different than I had hoped. But my medical background really started when I was in my teens. I worked my way up in the ranks from becoming a nursing assistant on up through becoming a diploma RN and then a BSN, and then went on to naturopathic school. So I've seen these medical issues from both sides. I've worked in public health and the wellness arena and oncology and employee health. So when we're in this pandemic, I get it from all the different angles on how this might look for different, patient care settings and for individuals working in the field.
Mm-hmm. So you have your feet in both. The traditional, you have the traditional background, but also the naturopathic, hence
right.
the practice that you bring.
Right.
Your practice is in Cheshire.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say that Dr. Deb does accept insurance. You can contact her using the links that Lisa is going to be sharing in the feed to find out if your insurance is covered and other ways that you can see, quote unquote, Dr. Deb now and in the future. So with the 20 years of the naturopathic experience in the 35 in the medical field, can you tell us about your approach to treating? You had mentioned earlier and in the write-up about the forensic diagnostic practice and then incorporating that. If I were to come to you as a patient, can you explain what I might experience?
Sure. So when you come in the beginning, it's like a regular doctor's visit. You're going to fill out a bunch of medical forms and we check you in and take copies of your insurance. It feels very much like a regular visit. But when it comes to deciphering the information, I'll be asking questions about the pattern of the illness, other symptoms you have that you might have been dismissing because you just put up with them and figured there's nothing you can do about it. Mm-hmm. We look at family history, just personality types, the way the mind thinks, the way the lifestyle is, and put it all together. So, for example, one person's arthritis won't be treated the same as another, or one person's asthma won't get treated the same as another. There's some basic principles, but the treatment plan emerges from deciphering what I call forensic diagnostics and the use of functional medicine testing and conventional testing. And then the treatment plan emerges to what suits that person. It is definitely not protocol driven. There's very few things that are sort of stamped out of a book. It's not like that, which is what makes these the treatment plan development labor intensive. It takes much, much longer. Our visits are incredibly long compared to a regular medical office visit.
Right. It's not a one size fits all. You're in and out like a number. You're actually making right, that connection and looking at each individual, which is huge, huge.
Yes.
I know many people, including myself, have navigated away from the traditional doctors, not only because of awareness in various areas, but that personal connection isn't there, you
Yeah.
know. So that's really important, and the way that you explained it um, sounds pretty inclusive. You got the best
Yeah.
of both. You're bringing the best of
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
And what are some types of treatments that you might expect to be to receive or to be offered? What do you offer as treatment?
So it's pretty heavy in nutrition. So both nutritional analysis as well as supplementation, but nutritional meal prescribing, specialty diets, things like that, based on the individual. And it's more than that. I mean, I'm pretty nosy. I want to know what kitchen equipment you have, and can you even cook? And are you an Instacart shopper? Those things matter. And I might have some wildly great ideas, and you go home and can't execute them, and it's literally an epic failure.
Wow.
So it's a designed way of getting you over the bridge. We're going to take you from where you are now to the goal of where we either need you or want you to be, and it's going to be baby steps. And so I try to put everyone on the pause button. Like, you're not going to get there overnight. There's going to be 10 steps forward, a few steps back. Going gluten-free or allergen-free is incredibly hard. And there's a lot of resistance and acceptance and denial and all those things. So we chip away at that. But I also do herbalism, homeopathy. I do allergy desensitization, natural dermatology. It really runs the gamut, what we offer.
Right, a whole plethora of services.
Mm,
Your office is absolutely beautiful.
thank you.
Um, the way I describe it, it's a beautiful old farmhouse setting and a feel with a
Mm,
big, beautiful a sun porch. So when we are free to roam about the universe, I recommend anybody and everybody to go down to Cheshire. It's not far. It's very centrally located. Stop in and see Dr. Deb's practice because it really is something that needs to be experienced. Um, Now, as we begin, well, actually, I want to take a step back. I went onto your website. I've been on several times. You've been a longtime supporter of EPIC. Thank you for
yeah.
that. And we've had the opportunity to work together for many, many months with the publication. But I never really went too deep into your website until recently. There is so many products. Dr. Deb is offering laundry kits, right? Can you tell us that really caught my eye. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my goal has always been, and we've put a really extra effort lately into offering whatever can be made and purchased organic. That's goal number one. Eco-friendly is right alongside that, and then it has to be sustainable, right? I can't just ask you to do something, and it's so difficult to do. You're going to drop it like a hot potato. I had to make it so that it's sustainable, and these laundry kits really fit those goals, where you can stop buying commercial detergent, you can stop polluting the groundwater, which ends up in the rivers and the oceans. The microfibers. I did a whole podcast on Poison Panties. It's worth watching, worth listening to. There's probably going to be a YouTube version of that at some point. But these microfibers and detergents and plastic containers, it's just nonsense. It's unnecessary. And these kits actually provide you with everything you could need to do your laundry. We give you sample packs of aromatherapy oils so you can kind of play around with that and see what you like. But all of our offerings are like that. Everything that we're selling is along those lines.
And it's sustainable, doable,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's important. I always speak from where Samantha is at, the universe according to Samantha, and there's plenty of times that I've been introduced to new things, but the sustainability aspect, I wasn't there.
right. That's right.
Thank you for doing that. Also,
Mhm.
Dr. Deb, I did see you do a lot of teaching. Obviously, there's a lot of education in
Yeah,
your practice and with the patients.
yeah.
What really caught my eye was the group setting that you offer once you are a patient. Can you explain a little bit about that? How an individual would come in, be established as a patient, and then incorporated into like a group, which is important. It's about community and helping each other. Can you tell us?
Yes, and of course that's going to look so different. I'm really trying to
I didn't
learn
even think.
to do Zoom. Like I got to do Zoom, or this platform. But the patient group intensives, I think, is what you're referring to.
Yes.
Is it's sort of a resurrection of something I've done years ago, which is people with similar or the exact same conditions can be in the room at the same time. The initial part of that visit is individual, where they do a self-scoring questionnaire, and we privately meet for a few minutes to go over their personal issues. But the general question, answer, and education piece is sort of suitable to everyone in the room. And in those cases where we're dealing with illnesses, some of the challenges is actually carrying out the treatment plan. I'm too tired. I'm forgetting things, or it's just too painful, or whatever the issue is, and they can support each other. So my technology learning curve is pretty huge, but we're going to be able to do that in a Zoom platform, I hope, in the coming months.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we've talked about that. We're here for you. Lisa and I are here for you to help you through any hurdles. That's what this is about. It's about creating relationships and helping each other to rise up during this storm. And the storm of COVID. How are you taking care of you during this time?
Well, I started early. I mean, this was on my radar. I would say probably mid to late January. I saw this sort of, tsunami coming, and I wasn't, I was trying to read the data as it was coming in to gauge how bad is it going to be, and I figured it was going to be pretty bad. So from the beginning, back in January, I've done a maintenance program of our house-made elderberry syrup, which includes medicinal spices. We formulated some botanical capsules that have antiviral, antibacterial properties, where you take a maintenance dose, and then if you get sick, you ramp up the dosing. And then, for me and everybody else, but for myself in particular, I'm celiac, and even though I'm gluten-free, my absorption of vitamin D is really lousy. And right along with that is vitamin A, which is antiviral. So I've been taking A and D and C. Zinc, we couldn't get zinc for a while. I didn't really stock up enough on that, so I hit a void there, but we have it back.
Good.
And then getting outside. I don't think I've walked this much in years, and I love being outside, but I am making myself walk 3 times a day. I just think that's so huge. Getting sunlight, fresh air, walking. Those are very, very important things.
Yeah. Exercising, getting the blood moving.
Yeah.
Where most people, if they're working from home, it's generally sitting in front of Zoom or a computer. So taking a break a few times a day, going out for a half-hour walk, will not only increase the sunlight, the vitamin D, but also help to get the blood moving and the lungs working. So I'm going to remember that. And the elderberry syrup, heard that several times throughout the past few weeks. So, and that's something that you make and will have available, as it becomes available, it'll be noted on the website and people can go and check.
We're keeping a pretty steady supply. We couldn't get elderberry for a while. I had enough to get us through, and I still have some left. So I think we're going to be good to make a couple more cases of that. So I think we're okay with our supply on that.
Good.
I do want to mention, though, I wanted to come up with some things people could remember. And when I was a doula and we would be birthing moms, we had to keep the instructions really simple. Basically, get out of the bed, walk down the hall, pee, take some deep breaths, get into bed, and get up and do it all over again. And I really contemplated, how do we apply that to this being sequestered at home, stuck on a computer, sitting at a desk? The early complaints I was getting from my patients was not corona related. It was from sitting too long. And we had a handful of patients that were at risk for blood clots in their legs. It was readily apparent to me we weren't up against COVID. We were up against these abnormal sitting conditions. And that was going to be the bigger problem, is just abnormal living. So here's the mantra.
Okay.
Every hour, I want you to get up, first take some deep breaths, glug down a glass of water, take a walk, go pee, then you get to go sit at your computer again. And so it's breathe, drink, walk, pee. And that's really huge, because if you're not hydrated enough, you are not going to have the immune system you would have that you could. So water, water, water. You got to breathe, you got to walk, and the inevitable, and then get back to your computer.
I love it. I love the takeaway. Breathe, drink, walk, and pee.
Yes.
Repeat. Breathe,
Yeah.
drink, walk, pee, repeat.
Yeah, repeat.
And it's true. It's so true. You could be sitting here working on something, and before you know it, 2, 3 hours has gone by, and
Yeah.
you haven't moved. So thank
Yeah.
you definitely for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
I also wanted to touch on Dr. Deb has a podcast. We'll be listing the actual live links throughout our Facebook page over the next day or so. The website has been listed in the feed. Go check it out. There are so many beautiful products. And now to get those products, Dr. Deb, can you tell us a little bit how the viewers would do that?
Sure. So we've got a couple of Corona specials going on. All of our beauty products, you can earn organic beauty bucks, and there's different ways to do that. I'm doing Friday night beauty nights. We're doing a Facebook spa live. We started last week, and I'll be doing it hopefully every Friday if we can keep up with it and there's enough interest. And then you earn $3 beauty bucks, and the links to purchase products are on the website. And each time you buy new beauty products, you get another $3 beauty bucks. Whatever we posted as the special, that's what you can earn beauty bucks with. And then starting in May, we're doing self-care bingo.
Oh,
And
okay.
self-care bingo is you fill in the whole card. If you do it in a day or 2 days or a week, it doesn't really matter. You fill in the whole card and you attend a telehealth visit, then you get a prize. You get a
Yeah,
reward for your efforts. But even if you don't do that, the bingo card is a reminder of how to do self-care during coronavirus.
nice. And all
Yeah.
that information they can find on your website.
Yes.
Awesome. And we'll also, we'll put a few reminders out in the feed tomorrow about your Facebook Live and try to put a link out there
Sure.
for you. That sounds like fun. That really
Yeah.
does sound like fun.
Yeah.
So I wanted to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and sitting and talking with us, sharing your knowledge, and you can feel the passion that you bring to your practice. So thank you. I highly recommend to everybody watching out there, when you get a chance, go check out Dr. Deb's office. It really is like a Zen den, I guess is how I would describe it. And we didn't even touch on the extensive experience and products that you bring, from the herbs to the oils to everything. So definitely reach out to Dr. Deb whenever you can. She's there to help you. Thank you for being a supporter of EPIC, being part of our tribe since the beginning. We appreciate it. Everybody, as I close out every EPIC interview, I ask my guides and teachers just for a question for my guest. And it's a quirky impromptu, okay? And for Dr. Deb, if you were to be an essential oil, what essential oil would you be?
Oh, I would be Lang Lang.
I love it. I love it.
It's bold. You know it when you smell it. You can use it for just about everything. And everyone can benefit from it.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to get it ready to wrap it up. Everybody, please stay healthy, stay home, stay you, and as always, have a great day, and peace out, Epic Scouts. Thank you. See
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.